لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله.
Shirk in love. Shirk in love. You would not think that it's possible to associate partners with Allah when it comes to love, but so many of us suffer from this. Association of partners with Allah when it comes to the heart, the love. Now understand, guys, remember, Allah forgives all sins. On the day of judgment, He will forgive any sin He wants to, except for shirk. Allah tells us clearly in the Quran, in so many verses, that He will not forgive from us the sin of shirk. Major shirk can be divided into four categories. Four categories. This is the association that Allah does not forgive. The first category of major shirk is when you associate partners with Allah in your supplication. This means you're calling upon people to come to your help other than Allah. You're directing your dua, your prayers, your dua to something or someone other than Allah as a means of gaining provisions or being cured of a sickness or obtaining help. This is the first category of major shirk. And then the second category of major shirk that Allah will not forgive if you die upon it is association in your intentions. And this is what we talked about yesterday. That's when you perform good deeds, but you're doing them for the sake of this worldly life instead of for the sake of Allah. I'm praying for some reason other than Allah. That's the second type of major shirk, association in your intentions. And we talked about this in the hadith class. Every action, in order for our deeds to be accepted by Allah, there are two conditions that must exist. And the first one is the deed must be done sincerely for Allah. If I'm going to give in charity, I'm giving for the sake of Allah. I'm not giving because I'm looking for fame and fortune. Okay? And then the third category of major shirk, which Allah will not forgive if you die upon it, is association in love. You guys see that? Association in loving Allah. There are so many Muslims who will be boiling in the hellfires, kindling the flames, because of this one here, association, their love. This means that you love someone or you love something else more than or as much as you love Allah. And so many of you suffer from that. And then the fourth category of major shirk is association, your obedience. This is when you obey people, when they make things unlawful that are not lawful. For example, this is why I tell you guys all the time to be careful. When people tell you that something is haram, they better bring evidence. If they don't give the proof, then you should not take from them. Because if you obey people who make things unlawful that Allah didn't make lawful, this is major shirk. This is association and obedience. And Allah is not going to forgive you of this on the day of judgment. So those are the four different categories of major shirk. Today I'm going to talk about the third category. And this is shirk in love. What is shirk in love? How does a person associate partners with Allah when it comes to love? Well, they do it when they love someone or something else more than or as much as they love Allah. And we hear people say this, I love him. I love this man more than I do myself. I love him more than I do life. Will you die for me? Astaghfirullah. Will you die for me? This is not love. This is obsession. And the only person you should have this type of love for is Allah. To the point where you would die for them? That's Allah. Okay? And Allah speaks about this in the Quran in the interpretation, the meaning. There are men who take others besides Allah as equal with him. And they love them as much as they should love Allah. But the believers have more love for Allah. You know, you can't stop committing your sins. Some of the sisters here have, I tell them, why don't you stop talking to men on the internet? And we got brothers here that do the same thing. They talking to women on the internet. And they tell me, I can't stop, Laila, because I love him so much. So you love this man more than you do Allah? This is shirk. You have taken that man and you've put him equal to Allah to the point where you're going to disobey Allah and continue to have relationships with him. This is shirk. This is shirk. There are some people out there, guys. There are some people out there who love their money. They love their money more than they do Allah. And for this reason, they don't pay their zakat. Or they sell drugs. They make money from illegal sources. These people are known as the slaves of the dollar bill. They love money so much that they're going to get it no matter what. They're going to sell pork. They're going to sell drugs. They're going to do whatever they want because they love money. These are people who have taken money to be their God. The Prophet ﷺ said, whoever becomes the slave of the dollar bill will perish and be destroyed. There are also some people out there who love their desires more than Allah. Again, you can't stop talking on the internet to men because you love your desire more than Allah. You can't stop talking to women on the internet and you use Islam as a front because you love your desires more than Allah. And Allah speaks about this in the Quran in the interpretation, the meaning. Do you see the person who is taking as his Lord his desires? When you put your desires over Allah to the point where you're going to disobey Allah to pacify your emotions, then this is shirk in love. You have associated partners with Allah in your love. So therefore, guys, loving Allah and loving his messenger more than anything else is a precondition of faith, guys. You should not love anyone or anything more than Allah and his prophet. Not your mother, not your sons, not your children, not your money, not your job. You should not love anything more than Allah or his prophet. And the Prophet ﷺ told us in an authentic hadith that there are 3 qualities. Whoever has them will taste the sweetness of faith. And one of those qualities is to love Allah and his prophet above everything else. Understand, guys, until you put Allah and his messenger above your desires, above your family, you will never be a believer. You will always be a person struggling in life, confused and misled. Allah comes first. The Prophet comes second, and then you have to